On behalf of John Morris, our President and CEO, the Board of Directors and the staff of the Peoria Riverfront Museum, it is my privilege and honor to welcome all of you to the Peoria Riverfront Museum's annual Public Service Appreciation Day. This is an opportunity for us to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do, and to give you a taste of the fantastic things that we have going on at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. My name is Kate Newmiller-Skierman, and personally, I would like to say thank you. As the daughter of the former mayor of Peoria and a former congressional staff member myself, I know how hard you all work, and sometimes we don't appreciate it as much as we should. So thank you all very much. We are doing this together. The museum is a local resource that helps serve the people of Central Illinois by increasing confidence, sparking learning, and unleashing the talent and genius of every individual. With all of you, as your constituents are our constituents, our visitors, our members, and sponsors. This morning's remarks will be followed by an opportunity for you to visit our galleries, including seeing our current exhibit, The World's Largest Dinosaur, presented by CEFCU, as well as an exhibit from our friend Alfred Conte and our new Amethyst Gallery of Minerals. Now, I would like to introduce our President and CEO, John Morris.
Yeah, please hold your applause. Good morning, everyone. Help me welcome right off the bat the fearless leader of the all-volunteer best board of any museum in America, Todd Baker, our chairman of the board.
Good morning. Thanks, John. Thank you all for being here. Public Service Appreciation Day. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of your service, and I'm painfully aware of the amount of time it takes and the amount of effort you put in, and you certainly serve to make our community better, and I appreciate that. Welcome today. I think you're going to hear some amazing stuff, and there's some amazing things to come. Some of you in the room were part of making that happen, and I thank you in advance on behalf of the Board of Directors. So welcome. Enjoy the remarks, enjoy the new news that's coming, and please enjoy a tour when you're finished. Have a great day.
So we started this tradition of Public Service Appreciation Day on behalf of the only museum of its kind in America, the only multidisciplinary museum of art, science, history, and achievement in the country. Just to say thanks. All of you work so hard, city, state, and local, schools and counties, mayors and state legislators, former, current, future, political, elected, appointed leaders on behalf of the taxpayers and the citizens. Our job as a 100% privately funded nonprofit organization, supported now by, get this, 1,000% more dollars from Visionary Society memberships, $1,000 plus donors, than when I arrived 8 years ago. 1,000% increase in the dollars coming in from Visionary Society members. We went from 99 members to 535 members, and they're giving double what they once were giving before. There's no other museum in the country that has that kind of private support. We also live, ladies and gentlemen, in a public house. The 200-year-old county of Peoria. Scott, I got that in. Jimmy, got that in. 200-year-old county of Peoria owns this building, and we are proud to perform our private mission in a public house for the people. This is a time of year where we kick off the Every Student Initiative. We're up to 18,000 students, and we're going to have a little special recognition of that in a few minutes. To get us started right off the bat, I would like to ask those of you who serve in elected office presently if you would join me at the lectern. So I know there are a number of you in the room. Stand up, come forward, and join the county board chair, Jimmy Dillon, and me. And we're just going to have you introduce yourselves and your titles if you are currently in elected office. And Jimmy, you come in the middle. And there is one person who's formally an elected official who is the chairman of our President's Advisory Council, Ray LaHood, who is with us today, and without whom we would not have a museum. So Ray, good to have you in the house. So we're going to hear a couple things from Ray in a few minutes, but right now, if those of you would just simply introduce yourselves, your title, and if you would like, if you dare, say one thing you love about the Peoria Riverfront Museum. This is the part I just will bask in whatever you say. So let's start with the Andre Allen, City Councilman. Andre, then pass the mic down. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Allen.
Well, thank you, John. My name is Andre Allen. I have the pleasure of serving on the Peoria City Council representing District 4. And my favorite thing about the museum, outside of the amazing exhibits, the social events, it's a space where everyone comes together from all walks of life, is the popcorn. Popcorn is amazing. I can smell it now. I'm on a diet trying to avoid the back and grabbing some, but it may just happen, so don't tell my trainer Steve Starnes. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Rachel Parker, your Peoria County Clerk. I would say about the museum that being a former District 150 school board member, that the students are allowed to come here, especially those that would not have opportunity otherwise, so I appreciate that.
My name is Robert Hill, and I'm a Peoria County board member. My favorite thing about the museum, I think, is all the collaboration that the museum does with different entities.
George McKenna, I'm the regional superintendent of schools here at Peoria County, and I just had this conversation with John not too long ago. The thing that I love about the museum is coming in and finding those things that are unexpectedly marvelous. Like it's maybe not something that's been advertised as much, and you walk in the door, you see it, you go, that thing is amazing. So that's what I enjoy about the museum.
My name is Alex Carmona, District 2 Councilman, City of Peoria. I have to say that I really loved what you're doing with the movie theater. Came and saw my favorite movie, Goodfellas, a week ago. So thank you very much.
I'm John Kelly. I'm an at-large member of the Peoria City Council. This museum is so wonderful, matching the wonderfulness of our city.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you to the museum for hosting us today. My name is Cindy Bird. I serve as a trustee on the Illinois Central College Board of Trustees, currently serving as chair of the board, and will be serving as chair of our presidential search committee. You may have seen the news that our president has announced her retirement. My favorite thing I would echo is the theater. I love coming to the movies on the giant screen, and I'll request more Beatles movies, even if I've seen them many times before. Thank you.
Jimmy Dillon, Peoria County Board. One is hard to pick from just the exhibits alone here, from being in here with the Muppets where you've had people traveling hours, getting hotel rooms, eating in the restaurants for the economic driver that this museum has become, to John knows there was a painting back there of a fisherman with the nets pulling the waters out. That was the most lifelike, or the Alfred Conte painting, to even when Hal Fritz, who our Veterans Commission is named after, to his exhibit that would sit on the walls there telling his story of fighting in Vietnam. So just the stories that are told. So really, if you're going to say anything, it's the stories that are told out of here.
Hello, my name is Betty Duncan, and I'm on the Peoria County Board. And John, what I like, I can say one thing most, when I come to the exhibits, I can bring my granddaughter. And she can interact with all the various events that you have. And even though she lives in Texas, all the way in Texas, she remembers the various events, all the way from looking up at the stars to even the events here. Thank you.
Rick Swan, Fond du Lac Township Supervisor, and the enthusiasm and the cheerleading that goes on. When you walk in here, whether it's John or Bill or any of the staff, it's amazing. And what they do for the students is just outstanding. So, thank you.
John Call, Mayor of East Peoria, and I have to admit, I'm jipping a meeting right now that includes my counterpart on this side of the river. I've missed this event the last several years, so I made a point to join you guys here today because I certainly appreciate not just the staff and the Riverfront Museum, but it's a day to celebrate all those who serve. So we greatly appreciate their service. My favorite part, I echo what Jimmy Dillon said, the stories that are told. But here's what I like about coming here, is that gentleman right there. I learn something new absolutely every single time I step foot in here. And I can tell you, never one time has he ever duplicated anything. So, yeah, but I appreciate it. Thank all of you for being here.
Thank you, John. And thank you and all those others in the room who have served our country and served our freedom. One of the things we do every year that makes me so proud is we work with the Gold Star families, and we erect a tree we call our angel tree here, in which the ornaments, every ornament on the tree is a fallen loved one of somebody from our military service. And between what we do with Colonel Fritz, one of only 62 Medal of Honor recipients in the country, and so forth, we appreciate those stories. And John, I do make up a new story every time you come. And really appreciate the staff of the Peoria Riverfront Museum. If you can raise your hands, they're around to the back here, but the staff is absolutely top drawer. And so elected, stay with me for one more minute, because I'm going to ask the chairman of the county board and our landlord and our great collaborators to do something that has not been done before by the county of Peoria, which is declare a day, a special day. But this day is going to be declared in the name of someone who does not live in Peoria, but who has become one of our most important supporters in the history of our community. And her name is Alice Walton. She lives in Bentonville, Arkansas, and with an enormous capacity for philanthropic good, she has helped transform our museum. So here to do a special proclamation with all of the electeds by his side, and move in close to Jimmy when he comes up here. Help me welcome the chairman of the county board, Jimmy Dillon.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
I'll get down here.
So it is true. I'm about 2.5 years into being chairman, and I don't think I've ever named a day for anybody. So this has been going on for a little bit over a year. And as you've heard all the time when John talks about the city of gratitude, Miss Walton, I don't even know if she's ever been to Peoria, but she has considerably transformed this museum and allowed art to come here that most people would be jealous to ever see. We would not only have the opportunity if you went to a larger city. So how do you thank somebody that can go buy anything? And that's just appreciation. So I wanted to put a proclamation together, and the county did, and thank you to our staff for putting this wonderful proclamation today. So we're going to name today is Alice Walton Day in Peoria County. So bear with me while I read a lot of whereases. So, whereas Alice Walton, visionary philanthropist and founder of Art Bridges Foundation, has devoted her leadership, resources, and passion to ensuring the outstanding works of American art are accessible to people across the nation, using steadfast support of the arts to bring her own vision of life here in Central Illinois. And whereas the Peoria Riverfront Museum has proudly partnered with Art Bridges and Alice Walton on numerous initiatives, including major exhibitions, educational programming, and expanded access opportunities to enrich the cultural life of Peoria County and transform experiences and thousands of visitors, which I'll pause. That says Peoria County in there, but it's the region in general, from Woodford, Tazewell, Fulton. This place is for everybody. Whereas the Peoria Riverfront Museum and the building owned by Peoria County is recognized as a gathering place for the community, a hub that connects people to art, science, history, and achievement. And it is here that Alice Walton's vision and the museum's mission converge to create extraordinary cultural opportunities for all. And whereas Peoria County stands as a visionary location where national initiatives, local commitment, and innovative partnerships come together to enhance the quality of life, inspire civic pride, and expand access to the arts. And whereas the residents of Peoria County are grateful for the selection of the Peoria Riverfront Museum as a recipient of Art Bridges Foundation's inaugural Bridgemaker Prize, which celebrates and supports museums and demonstrates innovative and impactful partnerships expanding access to American art with a focus on reaching underserved audiences and fostering community engagement. Now, therefore, I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the Peoria County Board, do here recognize and honor Alice Walton and the Art Bridges Foundation for their extraordinary dedication, generosity, and vision in enriching the lives of the people of Peoria County by naming today Alice Walton Day.
Well, before the elected sit down, if we could, on the count of three, just say, thank you, Alice. 1, 2, 3.
Thank
you,
you,
Alice. Thank you, electeds. Appreciate all your public service. And thank you for naming the day. Alice Walton Day it is. Thank you. Next up, we have a special recognition for a public servant who needs no introduction, but she has been an indispensable partner for this museum. And to give her special recognition, well deserved, I bring forward our only museum board member emerita and the dean of philanthropy and nonprofit boards and work to lift up our community, and the former president of the school board, elected herself, of the Peoria Public Schools, Sally Snyder. Please help me welcome Sally.
I can't tell you what a great honor it is today that I get to do what I get to do. So about 8 years ago, some young man came into the executive committee of the Peoria Riverfront Museum and was interviewing for a job. It was his second interview, and in that second interview, he asked, if you could have some dream, what would you dream for the Peoria Riverfront Museum if I was lucky enough to get the job? Some of us knew he already had the job, but we didn't want to tell him. So his dream was, my dream for the museum was that every single student in District 150, because that's where my kids all went, my husband and I went, it was our school. Every student from kindergarten through 8th grade in District 150 would be able to visit the museum every year. It was quiet for a moment, and John said to me, you don't want much. And I said, you said to dream big, so I did. Within 6 months, John had executed the plan. He found and was a good friend, and happened to be a good friend of mine also, and I'm so sorry she's not here today because we couldn't have done it without her. We had Polly Barton, who had the resources and the love to give the Peoria Riverfront Museum a grant for $50,000 for 5 years. And if any of you have ever raised money, that's the hardest thing in the whole world. You get the $50,000 for the first year and you get started and you don't get too far, but you get started. And then you spend the whole next year trying to raise the money again. We didn't have that. And so we were able to do that. We then needed the most important partner in the whole thing, and that was Sharon Karat, who was president of the school board. And you're going to ask Sharon, who is responsible for all the students in District 150. I'm sorry, I know it's Peoria Public Schools, I'm still old school. But anyway, all the students to come visit us once a year. Sorry, it's a fantastic program, but it takes buses, it takes time away from all the things they're trying to teach. So we had to try to present something that would be really important to the students. And you know what? It wasn't even hard. Sharon said yes almost before we started. She was absolutely wonderful and has been a fantastic partner. And every year we go back to Sharon and say, okay, Sharon, what could we do? What could we do better? And the program today, I'm glad to tell you, and I'm honestly not bragging, it's 100% better than it was the first year we had. Fantastic staff, fantastic tour guides, unbelievable kinds of programs we're putting in to inspire, encourage all the kids in District 150. And guess what? We did it so well that now other school districts are doing it. East Peoria is doing it, big time. We have all the East Peoria students, and they are wonderful, and I think they absolutely love it. So, but it all started with Sharon saying yes, because that was my dream, because that's where my kids went and I went, and that was mine. So I would like to, can I bring Sharon up? I would like to have Sharon. And in the interim, she's become a really good friend. She was a good friend before, but she's become even a better friend. She has to see most more of me than she ever did before. So thank you, Sharon, for all that you have done. Unbelievable. We would not have the program today. I can honestly tell you all, we would not have what we have today without Sharon. This was the beginning, and it is very, very special. So we would like to present.
We got something for her.
We have something for Sharon.
Dr. Karat, yeah.
What a surprise.
Yeah, thank you. So, Dr. Karat, on behalf of all of us, thank you. Some flowers for you from Kate Skierman and all of us. And Everly Davis, if you'd come forward. Everly's our Director of Community Engagement and has led the way in the implementation of the Every Student Initiative. So everybody should know Everly Davis, our new Director of Community Engagement, started as ESI Director. So Dr. Karat, in that bag is a gift from the greatest museum store in America. It's a super cool globe. What do you call the globe? It's a MOVA globe, and it spins on its own with light activation.
I love it already.
Very museum-like, but you've helped change the world, and this is our little way of saying something. Now, finally, before I turn the microphone over to you for a few comments, I'd like to bring forward one more person who's a great admirer of yours and would like to say something about your impact on this museum and this community. Help me welcome the chair of our President's Advisory Council, Ray Lewis.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you all for being here. And let me just add my congratulations to all of you that are involved in public service. As someone that knows a little bit about public service, I can tell you that the jobs you have are not easy jobs. They're hard jobs because you have to be responsive to the people who've elected you and the people that you serve. And the folks that are gathered here and those that couldn't be here today are people who really care about the community. That's why you're involved. And so thank you to each one of you for all that you do for our community. I've known Sharon since she was principal at Whittier School. That's where I first met her. She's an extraordinary public servant. Every one of you has a hard job. I know for a fact, I've lived in Peoria all of my life. The hardest job, the hardest public service job in Peoria is being superintendent of Peoria Public Schools.
Yes.
And here's why. Each of you has a constituency. Think of the constituencies that Sharon has had during her tenure. Number one, the students. And I'm going to just name these in an order, whether they're right or not. Number two, the parents. Number three, the school board. And dealing with the school board has not been an easy task. She's been a real statesman. I don't know, are there any school board members here that I've offended? Good. And then the community and the state of Illinois for all the laws that they pass about education. Think about the magnitude of the job. And Sharon, you have carried it off. I have said so many times publicly, Sharon Karat is the best superintendent Peoria Public Schools has ever had. Bar none. And so when she was being considered for National Superintendent of Schools Award, to hear that Sharon is leaving, but what a happy occasion for her after laboring as long as she has and doing such a great job. Always number one, what's best for the students. Always number one. So Sharon, thank you for all you've done.
Thank you.
For Peoria Public Schools, for the kids, for the students, for our community. You're a star. You're a superstar. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sharon Carruth.
Well, thank you, Congressman, thank you, John. First of all, I would say, back to that question for all of the leaders, my favorite thing about the museum is John. It starts with leadership and then, of course, the staff as well. And John, thank you and staff for continuing to recognize servant leaders, public servants, because we are servant leaders. And some of the characteristics I think about when I hear about servants, us, right, and everybody who stood up there, is humility, it is purpose, it's empowerment, it is accountability, and service. And that's what you do, and you do it very, very well. Congressman Mike, for me, this wasn't a job, not even a career, but a calling. I really love Peoria Public Schools. We're the fourth employer in Peoria. We have a budget of $300 million, close to 3,000 staff members. It's huge. There are lots of moving parts. And I just really enjoy what I do. I love problem solving. Our mission is about, our vision is about reimagining our work and doing our work differently. And so when Sally and John asked that question, I had the simple part of it by just saying yes regarding the Every Student Initiative. So thank you so much for all that you're doing and have done for the children of Peoria Public Schools. This morning, I started my day off at Manual High School and just watched, checked in, got to some classrooms, spoke to some staff, spoke to our safety people, as I'm sure you guys all read about what occurred down the street about a block and a half away from the building. So that was important for me to be there. I was there yesterday as well, but that's the work. I mean, we're in the city of Peoria, we're an urban district, and sometimes those things happen. But my bottom line is, yes, it's my last year, 11 years in the position. Every day I get up, and it's a 24/27 job, 7 days, 24 hours a day, every day. Actually, I've been with Peoria Public Schools, again, it's my 11th year, and I have missed one sick day. And that was my first year I came, and it was 2015, and I think I may have had COVID. But COVID didn't, and my assistant said, Doc, you have to go home. It was a Friday. She said, your eyes are pale, you're not looking well. And so I ended up going home and just crashing for the whole weekend. I think I was getting acclimated back to being in Peoria from Danville. I'm not sure what it was, but other than that, I'm on the job every day. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes I do love walking at Deadweiler. Some of you may see me running around there. But again, I just really, really enjoy Peoria Public Schools progressing and getting better for the kids. And we've seen some great results. Graduation rate has increased, retention increased, freshman and track increased, quite a bit of improvement. We had a teacher shortage, remember? Over 100 teachers when I came in 2015. Now we have excess. We're feeding 10 school districts in the state of Illinois with teachers. Kankakee, Decatur, Rockford, districts outside of Chicago. We're providing about over 100 teachers to them. So just really proud of the work. It's very, very fun, but it's time to, it's time to bring somebody on and kind of show them the ropes and do something else. The good news is I will still be in Peoria. Peoria is home. I came to Peoria from high school. Bradley at the time, to attend Bradley University, they sent a recruiter down to my high school, and a lot of students from the region, Puerto Rico, Barbados, Trinidad, came to Bradley, attended Bradley, and I stayed. So I've been here for over 40 years. No one knows me in St. Croix. I have a house there, and my mom passed. She left the house. It's a nice house. I love to visit. But after 5 days, I'm ready to come back to Peoria because that's where my friends are. So I will be in town. But please continue to support Peoria Public Schools. A lot of you, your children have attended, and it's really a very, very good district. But we need someone who's also going to be there's a book that I recommend. It's called Be a Unicorn, Fast, a Problem Solver. You can't waste time because things are moving quickly, and so that's I guess one of the qualities that I enjoy. So thank you so much. This was a surprise. I thought I was just part of the public service appreciation celebration, but thank you also for all that you do, and I know that again you support PPS and the kids and the families. It is not easy. It's not easy, so we need someone who's passionate about our city and making a difference, and that each and every one of you, I know you're doing that as well. So thanks again. Thanks, John.
What Sally Snyder and Polly Barton and Dr. Karad started in the Every Student Initiative is now known across the country. There are 49 schools who now participate. They're private schools and they're public schools. They're schools on both sides of our great river. 18,000 students will come for free, sponsored by hundreds of various donations, in a program that now does not just recognize the students in their groups when they come in here, but every student gets a pass to bring their entire families back for free. I'll never forget the little kid at the top of the stairs with 11 people with him. I think he grabbed uncles and aunts and neighbors, and it didn't matter. We said, come on in. The kid's like, it's a $480 value. We're going to come in. So, and this is the thing. Give our young people ownership of a civic enterprise, and they will own the future of our community. And that is what we are doing, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what Dr. Karad did, and that is what Ray LaHood had in mind when a group of disparate interests came together in his office, dreaming about a new kind of museum. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new kind of museum. We are the future of museums. We're the future of communities. This coming year, with the help of Ken Burns, filmmaker extraordinaire, we're the only museum in the country in which Ken Burns is serving as a guest curator. And he's been working with our staff. We did a Zoom call a couple months ago with him. We saw him at a conference in Colonial Williamsburg to get some advice. He is helping advise our staff, who is now connected with institutions wide and far from Colonial Williamsburg to the Smithsonian Institution, to bring together an exhibition on the promise of liberty. And I had previously announced the 1776 printing of the Declaration of Independence is coming to Peoria in a remarkable, remarkable moment for us to see the beginnings of our democratic republic. But I am going to announce one more today that I think people will be pretty excited about. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation will be coming to the Peoria Riverfront Museum as a part of the promise of liberty. I will also tell you that 70 other documents worth approximately 10 times our current total insurance value. I'm not kidding. So the board of directors, led by Todd Baker, you heard from earlier, is busy raising the money, approximately $2.5 million over the next 2 years, and we're well on the way to getting there. Major philanthropy from around the country and locally is stepping forward to make sure that our students and our families and our community, wide and far, will have access to seeing the most extraordinary exhibition of its kind ever mounted, in our opinion, on the continuum of the promise of liberty, from the Declaration to MLK's March on Washington speech, which references the promissory note, the Declaration, and everything in between. There'll be exciting announcements to come. That exhibition opens on January 31st in our semi-quincentennial year 2026. I think it's pretty cool that we go from the celebration of Peoria County's bicentennial. You like the bison, by the way, Mr. Chairman? Scott Sorrell, our county administrator here, I appreciate you. I know that there are staff members from various offices here as well. If you just raise your hand, I just want to recognize all those who serve, our two congressmen in our area here, and we are very grateful, and I think she's going to stop by shortly. She had a conflict this morning. We're very grateful for our state legislative delegation, especially Representative Jahan Gordon Booth, who serves this particular district and who has been very active as a parent with her daughter as a patron here. State Senator Dave Kaler, who we always appreciate, helped push this through as the last piece of legislation signed by one of our governors who ended up going in another public institution. But the last piece of legislation he signed before headed that direction was to authorize a private enterprise museum to be in a public building. And of course, Ryan Spain, State Representative Ryan Spain, across the way, and many others from the local state legislative district. Congressman Darren LaHood holds the Congressional Art Show here in the Gilmore Auditorium. It has for the last 8 years. And for those high school students to be able to come in and see their art on the wall is a really amazing. And our own congressman here in the district held the app challenge. Beth Jensen's here representing him. Did the app challenge, and to have the young people who've written an app. So it's just a wonderful thing. The continuum of inspiration. Folks, we have a mission that is crystal clear. Although we have all these tools in our toolbox, art and science and history and achievement and the largest film society screen in the nation and a state-of-the-art planetarium and all these programs, it seems disparate, seems this direction and that direction, but it's not. It's laser focused on one thing: unleash the full talent and genius in every individual. When people walk through that door, this museum is not focused on how cool it is that they get to see a famous, expensive painting on loan. They're not focused on whether they get to see the dinosaurs or the minerals. Those are the tools in the toolbox. We're focused on that little girl when she walks through the door, because maybe when she actually puts her hands on an actual meteorite that came from outer space, maybe it triggers something in her to want to grow up to do engineering or science or aerospace or anything. Build the confidence, spark the learning, and those two ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, are as American as it gets. The last thing I will say is that as we approach America 250, much can be said, much can be evaluated about this country, but there is one certainty. There is no place in the history of our world quite like it, where all of these angles have come together and are still trying to figure out how to fit together in freedom, in liberty. But let's, as the quintessential American town, play in Peoria is an American phrase. Let's raise up an observation, a celebration, a criticism. However we want to consider it, let's work together to make America 250 in the greater Peoria region, in central Illinois, in the city of gratitude, the best celebration of its kind we have in this coming year of our country. Thank you for serving. Thank you for what you do to work hard, as Ray LaHood said it earlier, to be humble servants of the greatest part of the greatest country on earth. God bless everybody. Thanks for coming. And one last thing, as Todd Baker says, you always have one last thing. We are recording, as a part of Ken Burns' exhibition, The Promise of Liberty, we're recording various officials simply saying a phrase or two among the various major documents, a couple of which I have announced. If you would like to make that recording, take 30 seconds. We have a little studio. Find one of our staff members, go down today, and if you don't today, we'll bring you back in. And you can do this if you're an elected, appointed official, if you're just walking through the building. But go and record a little phrase. We hold these truths to be self-evident, which of course, they weren't self-evident at all, because no governance in the history of the world had ever called natural rights self-evident until we did. So that's the irony of that phrase. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. So go record that phrase or any other from some of the documents we're going to bring if you should like. The galleries are open. Go see the dinosaurs, the minerals, Alice Walton's Solitude exhibition, the Center for American Decoys, Bronzeville, the Harlem Preston Jackson masterpiece. And as a little sneak peek, we've got Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech mimeograph in the galleries right now. Thank you for coming. God bless all the public servants.